Hey everybody, it is Twyla Kay and Heather Del Rosario, and we want to welcome you to our first ever WomanUP Unplugged. Yeah, I'm all excited about this. Heather and I wanted to just do something different this year for you and moving forward in the WomanUP global movement. And we thought, we want to have conversations. So what better way to have a conversation than to do an Unplugged? So every week we are going to be doing this where we're going to talk about a topic that is hot in your life or in your business. So if there's something in particular that you want us to talk about, please let us know. Shoot us a message. Get on our Facebook page and let us know, and subscribe to this so that every week you can get to the topics as well, because this is going to be our blog now. We're going to vlog. We're going to converse. We're going to talk to you, man. And it's going to be raw, unplugged, real life, down nitty gritty, no nonsense talk about just like we said, hot topics. So howdy. So glad you're here. And today we're going to talk about collaboration versus competition.
Right.
Because, ladies, let's get real. We don't like to collaborate with our competition. And sometimes we don't even like to collaborate with people who aren't our competition because we get afraid, right? So, Heather, what are some of the things that have come up with for you because I know we've both struggled with this in the past. And right. So, we've come to the conclusion that this is about fear.
Yeah.
Really.
Absolutely.
So what is it that you get afraid of to collaborate?
Well, I think for myself in the past, definitely, I was afraid that I was going to lose business, right? They're going to go and like her better, so they're not going to come back to me. When in reality, it's really, it's my fear, right? The other thing, right. So if I'm losing business, what else am I losing? Money, right? So right. Money, credibility, those were the things that I was afraid, was going to happen to me. And so in the past, I was hesitant to really, refer or work with a competitor.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're someplace very different now, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit, but that's where it was with me. And you know what? I can say, I've had conversations with women in business who are friends of mine, who have said to me, well, I can't refer that person business because they're my competition. And
right.
They have the same fears, right? It all comes down to being afraid of losing business, losing money, because that's the things that, you kind of taught as you grow up, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And a great point, right? We're conditioned that way. Right. We're kind of taught, no, that's your competition. And, there are really two kinds of competition, right? There's there's direct competition, someone who does the same exact thing that you do in almost the same way that you do. Yeah. And then there's indirect competition, someone who's in the same field and industry, but maybe they do something a little different. Maybe they talk about something different. We're going to be talking about this kind of on a thought leadership level because that's our world right now, right? And the collaborations that we've been able to have now are in that world of other thought leaders. We're all seminar leaders. We're all helping women do better in their lives and do better in their business. But, maybe one of us does something on social media and we can talk about that, but why would we, right? When we have a collaborative partner, a strategic partner that can. So, those are your indirect competitors, right? People that, yeah, they're in the same industry that you're doing. They're doing the same thing that you're doing, but they're doing it on a different topic or they're doing it in a different way. And, what I've noticed in the people that I've worked with too is men, get this ladies, men don't seem to have the problem collaborating that women do. So talk about that a little bit. What's up with that, right?
I know, it's so true, right? It is so true. And I want to share this story with you because that really hit home with me the other night. I had a long day. It was 9 o'clock and I'm like, I just have to zen out. So I take Project Runway because I love watching, I mean, it's fashion. I love watching Project Runway, right?
Love it.
So
plus I love Tim and Heidi, right?
Yeah, I know, right?
They're so awesome.
So what's not to love? So anyway, I turned on the TV and I put my PVR on and I was watching this episode. And in the episode, they had to pick teams. So as it turned out, there was a team of girls and a team of men with one woman on it, but mostly all men, all women. And they had to create an ensemble together, right? So they had to create a show, everything fit together, and also create their material out of paintball and stuff. So it was kind of cool. Anyway, as it turns out, the women were just not working together. They totally didn't even collaborate on what their designs were going to look like. They just all did their own thing. The men worked together. They actually helped each other on each other's designs. And the outcome, and it's kind of probably pretty obvious, but the outcome was the men's show was amazing. It was incredible. And they gave each other credit for helping each other. And the women's really sucked and they lost, right? You know, they looked at it like this is a competition. One of us is going home, so I don't want to help her. Where the men looked at it as this is a competition, and if we help each other, we're all going to win and we're all going to stay. And that's exactly what happened. And
that's really the key, right? Like men don't get in the worthiness conversation that we as women typically get into, right? And that fear-based conversation, right? They're, like you said, they look at it like, okay, if we band together, brothers, we become a band of brothers, then there's no way any of us are going home.
Exactly.
It'll be the women who go home.
Exactly.
And the women didn't look at it that way, right? They got scared. They got into their own stuff of intimidation. You know, I ran across this even in one of my women's organizations. There's two gals who do almost the same exact networking marketing businesses. They're different brands, but they both sell cosmetic lines through network marketing. And one is a real go-getter. You know, she comes in and she just goes around and talking to everybody, and she has no problem closing you on getting an appointment with you for a facial before you even know that's what she's done. I mean, she just has that gift, right? And the other one has always had some self-esteem issues and some self-worth issues. So she watches this other gal come into the room and immediately she shrinks because she intimidates her.
Right.
And I felt so blessed and so honored one day when she shared that with me, because I thought, wow, you know, that took a lot for her to admit this is how she's feeling, right? But it also told me that that's how a lot of us feel. She's not alone. Like we feel like if someone's doing it a little better than we are or different at a higher level than we are, then, you know, we'll never be there. And we just allow ourselves to shrink when really we should go to that person and say, I want to be like you when I grow up. So how do I do that?
Right.
Right. And learn from them.
Yeah. Get over our fears and really say, this person can help me and I can help them.
Right.
Right.
Right. And absolutely.
And then everybody.
What is it that we always say? The power of we is so much greater than the power of me. Right?
So true.
Ladies, if you don't get anything from this vlog, get the power of we is greater than the power of me.
Yeah.
Repeat after us. Say it 10 times to yourself if you have to, right?
Yeah.
And
that's where the strength comes from, right? That's where the collaboration comes from. It's that power of we, knowing that we are both, or all of us, because it could be more than one person you're collaborating with, are going to grow and learn and gain from this.
Right.
And create something so much better than we could have on our own.
Right.
Right?
Because I know what just dawned on to me. We're giving everybody a twofer here. Because we're really telling them how to conquer their fears too, right?
Right,
Because
exactly.
one of the major fears you have is the fear of loss. Well, if you think of it as, if you start shifting the way that you're thinking and actually think of it as, this is what I'm going to gain versus this is what I'm going to lose,
Right.
then there's no fear to do that. There's no fear to collaborate. There's no fear to become a we instead of a me.
Exactly.
Right?
And then when you're there, you're going to get the benefits of collaborating, right? And
Right.
when you think of the benefits, like, what do you think of? What, think of our story and what has helped us. Like, what do we do?
Like, what can't I think of is
Right?
a better question, right? I mean, because of our collaboration and, get this, women, when we're talking about this, ladies, men, whoever's listening, get this. Heather and I do exactly the same thing. Exactly. And because both of us had come to a point where we really understood the power of collaboration, both of us were able to have the conversation with one another over a year ago of, this is my vision. This is what I want to do with my business. And in sharing that with one another, both of us were like, yeah, that's exactly what I want to do. Well, okay, if we put our minds together and we do this together, think of how much more powerful we'll be. Think of how many more people we can reach and change their lives. We're only one person and we can't do it all.
Right.
But if we can allow ourselves to get past that fear, right? Get past what will I lose and start looking at what maybe I'll gain from it.
Yeah.
And really it's about honoring it, isn't it? I mean, we're told all the time, serve your people. And, now we're being told, serve at even a higher level. Well, really, serving at a higher level to me is just honoring. And I would not be doing my audience or my clients or my customers or even my family a service if I were staying limited by just trying to do it all myself and holding on to everything, because where else is that showing up in our lives? Right?
Exactly. I mean, I'm a huge proponent of you give and you get back more, right? And that's what collaboration is all about. You give and all of that goodness comes back to you in one way or another.
Right. Well, let's talk about our experience with our own coach, Chris.
Right.
Like, she does the same thing we do, just at a higher level. Of course, she has a bigger audience. She's kind of teaching on a higher plane than we do. Not the exact same topic, but very similar topics. We certainly do cross. And what just happened this last week?
Exactly. We were sitting with Chris and having a conversation and started talking about collaborating, right?
Yeah.
Working together.
How we can do things together. And she's got like an audience of like 20,000 people, where we have an audience, of 2 or 3 now. And we're thinking, heck, overnight, literally, we can reach an audience of 20,000 people. And her thought process is, I don't have those 2 or 3,000 people in my pipeline. Well, I could reach them. I could help them. I could help 2,000 or 3,000 more people than I'm helping today. And what else came out of it? What we're doing right here.
Exactly.
This awesome idea.
Exactly.
I'm not sitting there typing an article type of blog to people, but actually having a real live conversation that's going to help them.
Exactly. And you know what? The thing that comes back to me is about not thinking about what can I get from that other person, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
absolutely.
How can I help their audience? How can they help our audience? So that we're really, like you said, honoring our audience, right? Exactly. And giving to them maybe something that we can't provide right now, but somebody else can. And that to me is what collaboration, is all about.
Yeah. Here's another little incident that I have. And I know you've heard this story, but our viewers haven't, because I don't share it a lot. I remember when I first started my gift basket business, and I was also doing a network marketing business with travel, right? And, you know, I got in my head and I got in my stuff of, I can't talk about my travel business and network marketing business when I'm a real entrepreneur now, right? Like I'm a real entrepreneur. So that's beneath me to talk about a network marketing deal, right? And I got in my head about that. But in our networking organization, there was also another gal who was a travel agent. Now, I wasn't a travel agent. I was selling travel packages through a network marketing company. She's an actual licensed travel agent. So I kept thinking, it wasn't like I was thinking she's my competition and I got into that I'm less than she is and intimidation. But I started thinking, that's not my real business. So let her do that. Let her talk about travel. And I'm not even going to mention it in this space. Well, about 6 months to a year later, actually it wasn't even that long. It was just a few months later. One of the couples who had been coming into my gift basket store on a daily basis, who bought all of their gift baskets from me for their clients and customers and everybody. And they came in to have a cup of coffee with me every morning at 9 o'clock sharp. I opened the doors and there's Jackie and Paul, right? Like I love them. If you're listening, Jackie or Paul, I love you. And we were at this networking meeting and Jackie comes up to me and she says, I'm pissed at you. And I said, what? What are you talking about? We just had lunch together yesterday. Why are you mad at me? I didn't do anything. I don't think. And she said, no, I'm really mad at you. Like I just found out from someone else that you've been doing this network marketing travel thing and you haven't said a word about it. And I said, no, because you come to me for gift baskets and, you know, Pat is doing travel and I'm not going to go in her space. And she goes, well, look, I'm really mad at you because you've known all this time that Paul and I have been planning this really big trip. And I found out that the very company that you are representing in your network marketing has a better package at a better price than what Pat can do for us. And Pat's actually the one that told me that I should go see you because you could get me a better deal. But you know what? You screwed me. Now it's too late. I can't get the better deal. So I'm mad. And she said, is that how much you care about me? Do you care that little about me that you're not going to help me and tell me what it is that you do? And it really hit me that, wow, how could she ever believe that I didn't love her enough or that I didn't care for her enough? It had nothing to do with that. It had everything to do with I didn't want to compete. Right. But I didn't want to collaborate either. Right. Now, if I would have had the mindset of collaboration, I could have been telling Pat, I just didn't necessarily need to go out in the world and say it, but I could have told Pat and I could have said, look, these are the packages that we've got. So if you have customers that you can't help, that maybe I can, I'd love to do that for you. And vice versa. People are going to come to me trying to book their whole trip, and I can't do that because I'm not a licensed agent, but I want to send them to you to do that.
Exactly. Right.
And we could have been helping so many more people together.
Exactly.
Than ever apart.
And that's the mindset change that we really want you to get, women out there, is that you can accomplish more with others than you can on your own. So get rid of that competition mindset. You really, if you've got that belief system in there, change your belief system because you're not going to grow to the level that you want to if you keep those beliefs.
Absolutely.
So it's really about, finding partners and allies, finding those sisters in success. Those
our favorite term, sisters in success.
We love that term. And that is what's going to help you grow and build a business that you love and that's successful, right?
Absolutely. And think about the doors that can open from doing that, right?
Right. Exactly.
And not just the doors that can open for you, but the doors that can open for them. Because really, if we are really being the people that we can be, we're thinking about others before we're ever thinking about ourselves, right?
Well,
we're wanting to help our sister in success,
right?
Because we understand that by helping her, it's going to come back and it's going to help us. So we never know what doors are going to be open, and what that's going to do for them, and what's that going to do for us, and at an even higher level, what is that going to do for our industry?
Right. Exactly.
If none of us thought leaders in our thought leader industry, if Tony Robbins didn't work with Brian Tracy and Jack Canfield and Brendan Burchard, and Oprah didn't work with Dr. Oz and Dr. Phil and Rachel Ray, I mean, look at what the world would be missing.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Look at what we would all be missing, because every single one of those people have helped every single one of us in one way or another, right? If by nothing else, tuning into the Oprah show every week.
Yeah.
And we've kind of put that model into WomanUP, right? Where, okay, we've had to step back and say, we can only reach so many people. And if our mission really is to help every woman, create her emotional and her financial independence, the two of us can't even reach every woman, right? So we have to share our stage. We have to bring in other experts, just like Oprah did. I mean, think about it. Really, people, Oprah wasn't an expert. She wasn't. But she shared her stage.
Right.
She saw that other people were, and she brought them in and allowed them to be who they were, because she genuinely wanted to help her people. And she knew by really genuinely helping her people, they couldn't be limited just by her and what she knew.
Exactly.
She had to open up the stage for other thought leaders and other, experts and doctors and all of these people to come in and help make these women and these men better in their lives and in their businesses. And look, now she is an expert.
Exactly,
because
right?
she opened her stage to being an expert.
Right.
So, the possibilities, we talk about this all the time, right? We talk about live your possibilities. This is what we mean by live your possibilities.
Exactly. Don't limit yourself. And that's what you're doing when you're thinking competition. You are limiting yourself, and you're limiting your business.
And you're limiting the other people that you're trying to help. The very people that you say you love and want to serve and honor. No, you don't. No, you don't. Let's get real. If you did, you would open up your stage, open up your doors, and let your competition in.
Exactly.
If you were really thinking about serving your people at the highest level and honoring them. And we're going to talk more about honor in our next blog next week, right? About how to honor versus serve. Yeah. But if you really want to honor people, and even if you don't have a business, even if you don't have customers and clients and all that, I know we've been relating this to business because that's what we do, but your family, I mean, think about it. If you're not collaborating with someone that you work with, or with a neighbor, or with someone in your church, or someone in your community, how are you limiting your family? Because opportunity comes out of collaboration and networking.
Absolutely.
So what income are you keeping your family away from? What opportunity are you keeping your family away from? My mom and dad were awesome at collaboration and networking and all of those things. And consequently, us girls never had to worry about a job. We never had to worry. Now, some might think, well, sure, you were spoon-fed then. All they had to do is pick up and make a call. Oh, no. We had to work for it. When I was raising livestock, in my first business at 9 years old, my mommy and daddy didn't make the call to get my buyers that were going to buy my pigs and my calves and my lambs at the end of the year. I had to. I had to go out there and I had to make the presentation to them. I had to show them my records of how the animal was growing. I had to know my numbers. I had to know all that. Now, they helped me preparation for that, of course.
Right.
I was 9 years old. I'm not a business expert at 9 years old, right?
Right. And they probably opened some doors for you.
Sure, but it was mine to either win or lose.
Right. It was yours to walk through or close.
Yes,
right.
Exactly.
And that's the mindset around competition.
Absolutely.
If you're closing that door because you're thinking competition and not collaboration, you're going to miss out on a lot.
Absolutely.
That's the bottom line. It's you need to get over your fear of giving away too much, your fear of losing money, losing business, whatever that fear is for you, figure that out first thing and walk through that door that's open for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, how are we going to end this? Like, I think we need to give you something to do.
I agree. I was just going to say, we need to challenge them to do something that's going to take them out of their comfort zone.
Right.
And I think we need to challenge you to go out and find someone who you think is your competition and propose a collaboration and see what comes about it. And I'd love to hear your success stories because they are going to be success stories, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Because here's the deal, right? Bottom line, we're all wired to help each other. It's what we want to do. It's why we give a homeless person that's standing in the middle curb at the stoplight that dollar bill, right?
Or living up in Canada.
Right. Yeah. I forget. Canada's a little different than the US, sorry.
Yeah, we don't have dollar
We're talking to women all over the world, not just the United States, Twi. Quit limiting yourself, right?
Right.
But it's why when we see someone down and out, we reach out, right? We help because that's what we want to do. We want to help. We want to help. So don't be afraid that your competition's going to say no way. And if they do, well, guess what? They're not the type of partner you want to begin with.
Right. Exactly. Because they have the same fears you have.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
They're thinking competition and collaboration. And you know what? Oh, before we go, this just popped in my head too. You don't know what opportunity you're missing for a mentorship. There are,
right?
Yeah, like when you collaborate, you are going to learn so much from that other person. And you know what? Yes. It can be a back and forth mentorship or it could be a higher level mentorship.
They're going to learn so much from you. Just like you and I learn from each other every stinking day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Every single day we learn from each other.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Like I innately, I don't have the human design to, get real woo-woo with people, to get really, right? Like, hence the WomanUP brand, because where I come from is that world and that belief system and just that innate design of, suck it up, buttercup. Like, really, get over it. Woman up,
Yeah. And
you come from that, and you come from that. Yeah, I believe in that too. But we're all on our journey and we're all in what we're in, and we have to honor them. We have to acknowledge that, and we have to acknowledge. So you're bringing me a lot closer to that touchy-feely world that, man, I just don't live in.
That's okay. That's what collaboration is about, right?
Right.
And, vice versa. I mean, the things I've learned from you from a marketing standpoint, because you're that marketing genius that, I would never have known. So the thing is that you don't know. Don't be afraid either to find somebody who's at a higher level than you, right?
You should find someone at a higher level than you, because we become the people that we're hanging out with.
Exactly.
Right? Exactly. So we should always be hanging out with people at a higher level if we want ourselves to be at a higher level.
Exactly.
If you don't, then fine. Keep hanging out with the same people at the same bar, at the same restaurant, right?
Right. But if you want to grow, that's how you're going to do it.
Yep. Yeah.
So back to our challenge. Sorry, I can't.
Yeah, we got to end this at some time today.
I know, right? So back to our challenge. Go and find someone that you think in your head right now is your competition, and think collaboration, and build something that's going to help them, that's going to help you. And then when I say them and you, it's like your audiences. And you'll be amazed. You really will. You're going to find out. You're going to build something fantastic that you would never have thought of on your own.
Yeah, I'm telling you, and that is so true, right? Like we've had that even ourselves. Like I always saw WomanUP movement as something that was greater than me. Right. But boy, I didn't know it could be this great until you came along. And so I just, thank you. Thank you. I could not, I would not want to go on this journey with anyone else.
And vice versa.
And think of if we wouldn't have been open to collaboration, we wouldn't have this.
I know, right? It's crazy.
We wouldn't have us.
I know.
We wouldn't have that friendship, that sisterhood, that instant sisterhood.
Yeah.
That we have.
And believe me, ladies, you want this because it's incredible.
You do.
And you don't have to bring a partner into your business. That's not what we're saying.
No, we're not business partners.
Right.
You are not a partner in my LLC. I'm not a partner. I'm not a member in yours. Yeah. No.
But we're building this movement together that is incredible. And you start with just something small, right. Start with a presentation. Start with a product if that's what your business is. Start right. with collaborating on something that's small. See where it right. takes you. And then take the next step. Go bigger.
Yep. Go big or go home. That's what I say.
And I say step into your courage. Because
that's right.
Right?
And your fears.
Right. Perfect. Well, we want to say thank you so much for joining us today. We've enjoyed this. Watch for
this has been a blast. I'm gonna so love doing this because this is so in my wheelhouse. I'd rather sit and have a conversation than do some stuffy training video any day of the week. So thank you. And thank you, Chris, and thank you, WomanUP.
Yes.
For giving us this idea through our collaboration.
Because we like to keep it real, because we feel we're in a real world and you're real too. So thank you for joining WomanUP Unplugged, and we will talk to you soon.
Yes, we will. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Have an awesome day.